Okay, so here we go. It's a little harder when you're doing the skin part. I already did the rest of it. It's a little harder when you're doing the skin part because skin is like a little, I mean, it's there to protect the pork, right? Now, if you see, I'm cutting at like 1.5 to 2 inch distance from each other. The reason there is that when you put the seasoning in it, it's going to permeate. So, you know, like if it's this way, it'll run a little this way and a little this way. So then your whole pork shoulder is going to be nice, and it's going to be nice and seasoned and flavorful after that marinade overnight. You know, it's going to be so delicious. And you want to get the areas where you think, like that corner area, this is where the joint, you know, like the leg would bend. So that's where you want to, there's a bone in there, so it doesn't cut too well. But you want to make sure you get it seasoned. Even this top part here, there's a tendon that runs in there, but you want to make sure you get it seasoned there. See? And you make these really nice big grooves in it, and it'll ensure that your pernil, we call it pernil, you want to ensure that your pork shoulder is nice and seasoned and yummy. This is going to taste so good. You're going to like it tomorrow. So I'm just going to make some nice deep grooves. You want to make those grooves down deep because you want all that yummy seasoning to be in there. So make sure that you get a nice big one there. And even though there's a bone there, you can go parallel to the bone and be able to get some seasoning in there, okay? So now we have our pork shoulder completely sliced up, you know, stabbed up. We're going to put this back over here. And we're going to begin the process of adding the seasoning. So here we go. We're just going to add this. There you go. There you go. You can add about a teaspoon or 2. If it's a really deep groove, add the 2 teaspoons. If it's a lighter one, then 1 teaspoon will do, more or less, okay? If you are on a low sodium diet, you can still do this, but use like garlic powder or granulated garlic. You can use onion powder. So you're going to make a mixture of onion powder, granulated powder, the pepper. You can put paprika in it, and the oregano. What else can you put in it? A little bit of sage. I made one. The previous ones that I think I forgot to say, in this one I have a little bit of sage. So you see how I kind of open it with my fingers. I pour the mixture in, and then I push it, because you want to make sure it gets all the way down in there, okay? And I found a little spot here that I didn't get, or wait a minute. Oh no, yeah, I got it with another hole. So even though it's not here, which I was about to put one here, I actually got it with this hole over here, so it'll be all the way in there. So that'll be good. Okay, we're gonna put some in there. I'm gonna put some in there. That's a deep one. Now, I use the holes like a bowling ball. So I just put my fingers in the holes and I sit it up so that I can get these other ones here, these big holes here. So just wanna, so you see it kind of stays on top, but I push it in. And of course, trying to avoid hitting that spoon, right? You don't want that spoon to touch it. So here we go. I'm gonna put some in here. That's a nice deep one. So you're gonna put the 2 teaspoons or the teaspoon. So like I said, if you don't want to use the salt, just use a mixture of granulated garlic, granulated onion, pepper, paprika, sage, oregano, whatever you like on your pork. But like I said, this is our tradition back home in Puerto Rico. So this is what I'm showing you guys, because this is what, oh, there's a hole right here, almost missed it, because this is what we're gonna eat for our meal tomorrow here at Jack's place. This is gonna be our dinner. So hopefully you guys will be adventurous at some point and buy a pork roast or a pork shoulder. Now you don't have to do a big one like this. You can actually get a small pork shoulder, or honestly you can get a pork roast, a smaller roast. It won't have skin, and for us back home, skin makes the difference. We like our crunchy skin. We like our crackling, because that's what it becomes. It becomes crackling. I'll show you pictures tomorrow. Before and after, of course. We'll put it in. This one's here is kind of small, so I just want to enlarge it a little bit. There you go. And just kind of like, there you go. Make sure it gets all in there. This one, my finger went all the way through to the bottom. Alright, so we're gonna get that all nice and done. Little holes get little less. Bigger holes get a little more. And we're gonna, oh, here's the one hole that we were talking about earlier. I want to get a good amount because it goes all the way. Oh, I just got pepper up my nose. Excuse me. So there you go. You want to make sure that that is nice and seasoned. Let's see. We want to make sure our top hole here gets seasoned. So then I'm going to pour a little bit of orange with lemon juice in the holes. That's just something I like doing. Not everybody does this. Citrus is a very good company for pork. So you just want to make sure they get all the way into those holes. You don't have to do it in every single hole. Just in, like, you know, the bigger ones that run deep. Citrus is a very good accompaniment for pork. I just found another spot where I can put a little more adobo into it, adobo mixture into it, and then just sprinkle some on the top. Okay. Now what I do is I will take one of these after I have done all my seasoning. And I will I will sprinkle a little on top. Just a very light brushing. It gives it a little color, as you can tell. It's starting to get a little color here. And I'm going to make sure that the outside of my pork, that all this outer rim as well, is going to be well seasoned, okay? So you want to put, because you want your top meat to be marinated too. You just don't want all, you know. So that's all nice and done. We're going to flip this baby over. And as you can see, oh, I missed a hole. All right. Lucky me, I found it. So we're going to season that baby up right there. Yeah, baby. That's really good stuff. So we're just going to make sure it's nice and seasoned. I promise you it will not be salty. It will not be salty. It'll just be well seasoned. So we're going to... Some of these holes go all the way through. So it's kind of a good thing. It'll help marinate. Like I said, it doesn't have to be in every hole. I just do it in some. Just to keep it nice and marinated. Just to help break down. And here we go, a little bit of the seasoning on the top to make sure the skin is nice and seasoned. And another little sprinkle of the sazon, which gives it a nice little red flavor, redness to it. There you go. So what you're going to do with this is you are going to marinate this in the fridge. You're going to put some, you can put saran wrap over it or tin foil over it. And what you're going to do is you're going to marinate it overnight. So I cook mine slow and low. So tomorrow morning I'll come into JAK's and I will preheat my oven to 350 degrees. And for about half an hour, let it get nice and hot. I'll put the pork shoulders in, and then I will lower the temperature to about 250, and it'll cook at 250 for about, well, from like 8:30 till, or 7:30 to about 3:30, so a good 7-8 hours. It'll probably be done before then. I mean, I'd say like at about 5 hours, check it out and whatnot. But I will be back tomorrow to let you guys see the before and afters, and then you guys can eat it all up for dinner tomorrow along with your rice for our meal. So until tomorrow, have a good day. Happy New Year. And like you see, like I told you, I have some extra, so I would actually be putting this into a little container and then using it for another meat. But it's your food. Play with it. Add and take away whatever you want because it's your food. But this is like the typical Puerto Rican pork shoulder that we use for Christmas. So until tomorrow, have a great day. Ciao.